All right, welcome on in. Oops, yeah, right. Let's raise that a little bit. All right, welcome on in to Inside of the Game. My name is Ryan Glinsky. Of course, no Nate Wangler here. Today, he's got the West Michigan Whitecaps. They got a game here at noon today, so he can't join us, but it'll just be me here today, doing 2 hours, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. If you're just joining us here for the first time here on the National Soccer Network, make sure you drop a follow, like the video, subscribe, wherever you're watching it. Could be Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Roku. I don't know what else. What else we're live on Facebook. I think we're live on as well. So just make sure you drop a follow here, subscribe, and we'll keep things rocking and rolling. Just talk about here today. We'll obviously talk about. I mean, can Arsenal bounce back to potentially win the Premier League, maybe even get into the Champions League? What's going on with Leicester City? They faced back-to-back relegations. Only the fifth team in the history to go from the Premier League to League One in 2 years. We'll talk about Chelsea and their disaster right now with Rezanor or Rezanar. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. Talk about more World Cup issues. And if anyone else wants to talk about anything else, I'm more than happy to talk about it. Just drop a comment. Say, I would like to talk about this. Charles underscore 87. Hello, Ryan. Charles, how are you doing here on this Wednesday morning? Hope you're doing great. Charles, I've never seen you in the chat before, so let me know where you're from and what team you root for. Let me know exactly what team you root for. But moving on to our first discussion, we'll talk about the Gunners, my team. Obviously it's painful to talk about them right now. I don't think we'll ever win. I just don't think we're ever going to win anything with Mikel Arteta. James Franklin, if you're any college football fans out and about here, the former Penn State head coach, obviously now Virginia Tech, which if you get a chance to see Virginia Tech's Enter Sandman entrance, make sure you do that because man, is that just wonderful. To watch. But anyway, Arsenal obviously. I think kind of we already know that Man City will win today against Bournemouth on the road at Turf Moor. I think we all kind of know that's going to be 3 points for Manchester City. And no, obviously, we don't want to guarantee anything, but I mean, it's pretty set in stone that City will most likely win that game and go level on points with Arsenal, which I think they do have the goal difference edge at the moment on if they were to win, they'll win by more than 1-0. So they will probably have the goal difference edge on Arsenal anyway. So again, that really does not matter. Anyway, though, I think we all expect Man City to win this game 2-3-0 against Burnley. Burnley just not that good of a side. And Man City's just is Man City. They're just a level above everyone else. But anyway, the Gunners, can they bounce back? Can they come back, maybe win a Premier League? Can they win a trophy? Obviously, we talked about them like a month ago that they were a quadruple, potentially in the running for a quadruple. They've already been knocked out of the Carabao Cup. They lost, obviously, in the final to Manchester City. And I said the winner of that game is going to win it all. I said that the winner of that is going to win the Premier League. And clearly, it's definitely going in the favor of Man City at this particular moment in time. Obviously, 5 games to go for both of these teams. After today, Man City will have 5 to go. They have 6 currently. But obviously, the FA Cup, they lost to Southampton, which I didn't really care that much, but I guess the board cares a ton. Like, you just can't lose to an EFL championship side. And, yeah, basically what I would say is I don't think that they'll be able to bounce back. I do not think that they will bounce back. Charles, Wednesday is okay. AFC fan here as well. Arsenal Football Club fan as well. Ryan, pretty dark times right now, but I am not really expecting anything forward. If it happens, happens. If not, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm kind of with you too, Charles. I'm kind of just like, I don't think we're going to win the league. I don't think we're going to win the Champions League. I do think that we'll get into the final. I think we'll beat Atleti in the 2 legs, but I think we're going to lose to PSG in the final. I really do. But when it comes to Arsenal right now, this team, Tyler Adams, former U.S. men's national team, or not former U.S. men's national team player, mentioned that he could feel the sense of anxiety, can feel the sense of nervousness within the crowd when they played at the Emirates. I think that was 2 weekends ago now. And that's just not a good sign. If you're a club that is trying to win the league, trying to win trophies, and your fans feel that way. And at some point, I feel like the fans do have to come into question a little bit, maybe a little bit of blame, about like we're so nervous and this and that. Like, get behind your boys, get behind the players, and help deliver this team a Premier League trophy. Get behind them, and when it's late in games and you need 3 points, like he did against Everton, when Gyökeres just it falls into his lap and he just taps it in. The fans were there; their fans were behind him, and they got it over the line. That's what we need. And the fans that are leaving early, leaving the stadium early, leaving the game early, and it just gives it a bad look not only for the rest of the world. It's a bad look for the club, but the fans I think are a little bit to blame for some of this as well. I know obviously Arteta that's a massive issue. I know he's obviously to blame. The players are to blame. I think everyone has just got to look each other in the face, whether it's a fan, whether that's a player, whether that's a coach, whether that's an owner, whether that's a sporting director or whatever. You got to look at yourself in the face. This is the best chance this club has ever had a chance of winning the Premier League title in my lifetime, at least. In my lifetime. Maybe you could say the Leicester City thing, but I still don't buy this one. Buy that one based on what we had so far this year. We're 9 points clear, I think, about a month ago. I think it was a month, a little less than a month ago, or a little over a month ago. But I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this club. I'm looking at this team, and it just feels like they just can't get over. There's something. There's a roadblock in the way because this is not a good Manchester City side based on the Manchester Cities of old. Like this is not the typical Manchester City side. Yeah, they have talent all over the place. They got great players and they have a great manager. But this is not the Centurions, or we finished on 99 points and Liverpool had 98 or 97 or whatever it was. Like a couple times, or when they beat what was it, Aston Villa. Philip Coutinho scored a goal for Aston Villa, and then Gundogan scores the two late goals late in the game to secure the 3 points and eventually the title for Manchester City. So it's not that type. Charles Ryan, this fan base talks about players mentality, but I don't think this fan base can take a title W or L based on goal difference. Online fan base, no. Emirates, definitely a big no. No, I don't think this club can win it off goal difference either, because this club, I mean, when was the last time they scored more than one goal in a game? Was it the Everton game? Was that the last one? Because they scored one against Bournemouth, one against City, zero against Sporting, one against Sporting the first time, one in the FA Cup, zero in the Carabao Cup. Okay, they did score two back on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, against Bayer Leverkusen. Did score two against Everton. But if you really go back, I mean, 1-1 against Leverkusen, 2-1 against Mansfield in the FA Cup. Not really going to count that. 1-0 against Brighton. So, yeah, 2-1 against Chelsea back on March 1st. So, in reality, I mean, you could maybe say the Everton game, well, you had good afternoon to you too, Dave, which, by the way, that was a funny tweet that I saw this morning. That was a great tweet, Dave. But if you look at this team and their results, no, I don't think they're capable of winning a game on goal difference alone. I just don't believe that. I do not believe that they have the capability of winning the league on goal difference alone. You look at Manchester City; these guys are goal machines. You look at Holland, Semenyo, Doku, Bernardo Silva's in there somewhere. Like they scored three against Chelsea, two against Arsenal, four against Liverpool, two against Arsenal, scored one against West Ham, Man City, zero against Real Madrid, three against. Like they have the attacking prowess that Arsenal does not have. I mean, you can mix in a Victor Gyökeres, you can mix in a Kai Havertz. It's just like if you just look at the goals, it's just I just don't see Arsenal ever scoring more than one goal a game. Like if they win 1-0, that's what it is. But I mean, that's not going to win you the league. Like if we look at the remainder of Manchester City's schedule, you have Burnley today, Premier League schedule, not counting the FA Cup or anything. Everton could be tough. Brentford could be tough as well. Bournemouth, and then they have Crystal Palace, and then they have Aston Villa to end this season. And then on the flip side for Arsenal, here's what they got. Obviously, Premier League schedule. They have Newcastle on Saturday. That's going to be, I'm sure that one will be a tricky one based on the reverse fixture. Fulham, that's always a tricky one. West Ham, Burnley, and then Crystal Palace. So if I were looking at this, Bournemouth could be tricky. I would probably give the edge to Manchester City on having a little bit of a more difficult schedule, if that makes sense. I think I would give them a little bit the edge on a more difficult schedule than Arsenal has. That's just what I would say. And that obviously helps Arsenal's favor, but the issue is around this time Arsenal just can't seem to find 3 points. They just can't. I mean, if you're looking, since the break, you lose to in the FA Cup. You win one against Sporting, which was 1-0, ugly game, didn't score to the end. They lose to Bournemouth, tie to Sporting, and then they lose to Manchester City. So it's not looking good right now for Arsenal fans. If you guys are out there, it's not looking good, and then it becomes the question: do you fire Mikel Arteta if this is or sack Mikel Arteta if they don't win the Premier League or the Champions League? Do you sack him? And I think at that point in time, you do sack Mikel Arteta. I really think you do. Which, by the way, make sure you head over and like the video if you're watching it on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff. But I think you have to sack Mikel Arteta if you don't win it, because unless there's a place where maybe he stays if Pep Guardiola is still the manager, or leaves, I should say. Like if Pep Guardiola were to leave, Mikel automatically probably becomes the best manager in the Prem. Maybe you say Arne Slot is just because he won the league a couple of years ago with Liverpool. But if I'm being honest with you, those were not his guys. Those were Jurgen Klopp's guys, and obviously, some tragic things that happened in this past window, this past offseason for Liverpool. But and obviously Ekitike's out, and Isak was hurt. Kirkesh has been trash. Frimpong, like all those players that you spent over, I think, £500 million on. I think you spent just over 500 million, which we'll get to the Chelsea side of things later on in this hour about their whole facts about the how much money they've spent, and yet they can't even get into the Champions League. I think it's really funny, if you ask me. But if you are the Arsenal board, if you're Josh Kroenke, because Stan doesn't really run things anymore, he's more worried about Super Bowls and the LA Rams. If you are Kroenke, if you are Josh Kroenke and Mikel fails to win anything, let's see here. We got SBO95. Haven't seen you in here before. Obviously, I could tell you are a Man City fan. Burnley 0, Manchester City 5, Arsenal 1, Newcastle United 1. I can see it. I can 100% see it. I could see Man City getting it done 5-0. Yeah, this is kind of the point of the season where Man City just kind of, gets things rolling. They kind of, get into their best form right here, right now in the later stages of the season. But yeah, no, I could see it. I could see Arsenal driving points again. I said, one of my buddies who's a Manchester City fan, I told him that I think Arsenal will drop points in 2 games the remainder of the season. I think we're going to drop points in 2 more games. I could see the Newcastle one, and I feel like it's probably going to be like West Ham or something. I don't know. That's just what my personal thing is. And I think Man City will probably win out. It's going to be awesome to see us just finish second for a 4th year in a row. And that's just not a good sign. If you're an Arsenal fan out there. But if you're Josh Kroenke and you look at this, which, by the way, SBO, tell me where you're from. I haven't seen you in the chat before. Tell me where you are from. Charles, 0 titles. Josh will not sack. Anyone with an ounce of self-respect will walk. 1 title, contract discussion start. 2 titles, obviously. 3.5 years contract is a given. I mean, there's been reports of an ultimatum if he doesn't win anything. So I think that he could get the sack, depending if he doesn't win anything. That's just what I've heard. That's what I've read. So yeah, that's just what I'm thinking. But if he wins one of the big trophies, whether that's a Champions League or whether that's a Premier League title, I think he will obviously stay. But if he fails to win both of them, I mean, he's got to be gone. So that's just what I'm saying. But if you're Josh, you've got to take a hard look at yourself and think, man, this is the best opportunity we've ever had to win a Premier League title, at least in my lifetime. Because, I mean, I was 1 year old when 2004, the Invincibles happened. And then, obviously, like 2022 or 21, 22, no one really expected Arsenal to, do anything. And they didn't have the squad depth. They had a good starting 11 that year with, Ramsdale, Gabriel, Saliba, Saka, Martinelli, Partey, Zinchenko, Jesus. They had a good starting 11. But there wasn't any depth. There wasn't any bench players. Like, I mean, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, that was probably like their best seasons ever. And they just couldn't get it done. 22-23, that was not a bottle job either. I mean, they won 17 of the last 19 games and came down to the final day, and they just couldn't get it done. I mean, they won the game against Everton, but Man City just, better team on the day. They win it. And then last year, there's no bottle job there. But this one, if you were not able to get it over the line, I think this one will sting the most because you had a 9-point lead. You had a 10-point lead, and you're not going to get it done. This one will sting worse than the other ones that I listed. This one will sting way more because of what you had a month ago compared to what you have right now. It's such a difference that a month can make. It's crazy to think that you had a 9-point lead. I get it. Man City, I think had a game in hand maybe. But if you are Arsenal and you do not win this one, you've got to be ashamed of yourself if you are not able to get this one over the line. Whether that's a player, whether that's a coach, whether that's a person in the front office, whatever it is, you have got to somehow win a trophy this year, and especially what you have in the Champions League. You finished, I think, top of the table, which, by the way, do people actually like the whole table or group stage format for the Champions League? Please let me know down in the chat. And by the way, since I'm rolling by myself today, I'm going to rely heavily on you guys in the chats to help, carry the conversation along a little bit. It's going to be a hard 2 hours just by myself with obviously no co-host here today. But SPO, West Ham United is dangerous, menace for Arsenal. They make both Manchester drop, I imagine. Both Manchesters. They make both Manchester clubs drop points. Here you are, not better than the Manchester clubs. We beat United in the first game of the season, lost to United the second time, and then obviously drew with you guys the first time, and then lost to you guys the second time. So technically, no, we are not better than the Manchester clubs. And no, West Ham, I think they're an interesting bunch. Obviously, that one tweet about the Conference League and Declan Rice winning it all. Like this will be the last trophy that he ever wins. Like that's still a funny tweet. Stings a little bit. If you're an Arsenal fan, so that kind of sucks a little bit. But I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. What you got to do. But yeah, no, I think that if you're an Arsenal fan, you've got to be ashamed of yourself. I'm just looking for the reads here, but. I guess we don't have them. I'll try to find that out during the break. But yeah, no, if you're Arsenal, you have got to. I don't think they bounce back, and if you do not win anything, you've got to be ashamed of yourself. Charles, neither the fan base nor the players can recover from this one. The only option is refresh with new faces and refresh the challenge of Mikel stays because this group, bearing a few, obviously not good enough. I didn't even think about selling everyone, so I guess let's do a little exercise on the other side of the break. Like if Arsenal were to not win the title, not win anything this year, who are the players that you keep, and what are the players that you sell? And that'll be on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. Smash that like button. Share the stream with a friend, family member. I do not care. But yeah, no more inside the game, more Arsenal talk on the other side of the break.
So the dream behind Irene's was simply to be a place where the community could come and gather. This is my hometown. We're raising our family here, and we just want to be a space where people can come together as a community and share a great meal. We've got golf simulators, we got pinball, live music, trivia nights, but we also have fresh, always homemade, locally sourced food, and we serve it with a sense of Gemütlichkeit. This is a German word that conveys a sense of warmth and coziness and belonging. We're excited to show off how we're growing and that this is the place to be.
All right, welcome back inside the game. My name is Ryan Glinsky. Wherever you guys are watching us, obviously we know some people are from Scotland, like our good friend Dave, who gives a funny tweet before today's show. During the break, in the next break, I'll make sure to screenshot that, bring that into the show, because that was fun. That was a funny tweet. I don't know if you're still in the chat, Dave, but no, that was a funny Arsenal tweet. I got a good laugh out of this morning. But yeah, no. All right, let's do this keeper sell Arsenal player thing. I think it's gonna be a fun exercise, just based on if they don't win the league or not. Charles already first charter playing out all three Brazilians: Martinelli, Jesus, and Magalhaes. Okay, I didn't think I would sell Magalhaes to earn some money. Next train: Deadwood, Kepa, White, Havertz. Miles Lewis Skelly earn a bit. Overall outlay pretty decent, 150 to 200. Dave, I'm always watching. Dave, that was a great tweet this morning. Okay, so let's play this game right away. I would keep Magalhaes personally. Kepa, yes. White, yes. Havertz, probably not. I don't think I would sell Havertz yet. And Miles Lewis Skelly, I'd probably send him out on loan before I sell him. And then I guess the players that you'd want to buy, like Philly. I think I said his name right. I always butcher it. Julian Alvarez is a name I've seen. Anthony Gordon's a name I've seen. So let's take a look at the Arsenal roster. Just looking at the goalkeeper situation, obviously sell Kepa, keep Raya. The other players, I don't even know who they are. Obviously, probably just some academy guys. William Saliba, I'm keeping. Christian Mosquera. He's young, he's 21, so he'll be 22 next year. I mean, I didn't like him as an outside back, to be quite honest with you guys. So, I mean, he's fine, I guess. Keep him. He's a young player. He'll add some depth. Ben White, I think, should go. I think his legs are past him. Nketiah is already going to be on the team next year, just based on the permanent deal that they have in place. So, yeah, no, he'll be back. I'm keeping Magalhaes. I'm keeping Gabriel. I think Gabriel, I mean, he gets into it with Haaland. He's a good aerial threat in front of goal. He's got 3 goals this season in the Premier League alone. I think he's a fine player. I think he's a fine center back. Everyone hates on him because of the whole Haaland situation and that whole fun stuff. Like, no, I'm keeping Gabriel. Timber, I gotta keep. This guy's a stud. As long as he can stay healthy. Calafiori is an interesting one. I'd probably keep him just because of depth. I mean, he doesn't play a whole lot just because he seems to be hurt all the time, except for the photo shoots. He's always in every jersey reveal. So there's that. Lewis Skelly, he's only 19. I'd still keep him. If anything, I'm gonna put him out on loan. Odegaard, now that is an interesting one. Martin Odegaard is an interesting one, because do you sell him? Because I think he's going to be gone. I think Martin Odegaard is going to be gone. I thought he played relatively well against Manchester City. That was the best performance I've seen in him probably since the Aston Villa game back in January. Do you sell your club captain? And I think you do. I think if you're Arsenal, you have to sell Martin Odegaard. He's a club captain. I get it, but he's been the captain of the team that has finished second the last 4 years and have not won a trophy. I know he was a part of the 2020 FA Cup squad, but his best days, I think, are behind him. And if you were to have a Bruno Fernandes, for instance, if you were to have a better 10, I think Arsenal's, like, the Man City game would not have mattered, even if they lost. They would have finished. I think they would have still been. I think they would have been 2-3 games up at this point. SBO, I wanted to focus to watch Arsenal's game against Newcastle United, but at the same time, 25th of April, Manchester City have own game against Southampton. But anyway, I will check the results of this game. I mean, FA Cup game. You guys, I think the semifinals. So is that? I think you guys are in the semifinals. I think so. That's a trip to Wembley. That is a trip to Wembley for you guys. If Arsenal won that game, Arsenal would have played City, and that would have been another loss for us. Charles Ryan, observe Magalhaes is a vanilla defender, just fist bumps, clearances, and aerial threat. Really poor passer distributor in front of the press. Just a sentimental face of the project. So then, who would you replace him with? Who would you replace Gabriel with? Is it someone else on the team already? Is it someone already? Is it someone else? Like, do you have a name in mind? Because I think Gabriel's fine. I don't think he's that bad. He's good aerial. He's good aerial threat. He gets the guys organized. I think that's something that you can't replace necessarily. Um, can he pass out of the back? I mean, Donnarumma can't pass out of the back, and yet he still has a starting job with Manchester City. So I think that's fine. But Odegaard, I think you sell. Eze, I feel like he's just been underutilized at this point. Eberechi Eze, I think he's been fine this year. I think he's been really good. I thought he was pretty good in the Man City game. Obviously, so close from just hitting the post, man. Like that's another thing. I'm not even mad at the result of the Arsenal Man City game. Like they played well, but I'm more upset about you didn't do this against Wolves. You didn't do this against Nottingham Forest. You didn't do this against Bournemouth. Like, come on, guys. Christian Norgard. I mean, I don't know his exact contract, but he is just gonna kind of sit there in a Jorginho role, or he's gonna be gone. It doesn't really bother me what you do with him. Mikel Moreno. I think that's a player that'll probably stay. To be quite honest with you. Which and then if that's the case, then you probably sell Kai Havertz. So, yeah, I probably if you keep Moreno, then you probably sell Kai Havertz. But I think you got to keep one of them because of the whole like false nine can play in the midfield type of role. And stuff like that. Subamendi, I think, is going to leave anyway. People have mentioned that he's like homesick and all that stuff. Like he doesn't feel right, I guess. I don't know. He wants to go back to the Basque Country, and clearly they win trophies. Declan Rice, I'm keeping. Max Dallman, I'm keeping. But those are the midfielders. Saw a couple comments here. SBO, Donnarumma almost cost 3 points to Manchester City, but he made solid redemption in the second half. Yeah, that Kai Havertz save was critical. I don't think he got a piece on the last Kai Havertz one. Then obviously hit the post twice. So yeah, no, Donnarumma had a fine game. You just can't pass out of the back for whatever reason. Charles, yes, Calafiore is a supremely talented left center back. Many fans have a blind eye, and because he plays left back, gets injured more. Absolute baller at center back. I mean, the health thing worries me with Calafiore, to be honest with you, Charles. I think he's fine. That's why I said I would keep him, but he's always injured. And if I am purely going off of like, some of the most important position groups on the team, and that's obviously the spine of the team. And center backs are the backbone of the team, them in the six. And if I have one center back like Saliba, who was pretty much healthy the whole time, which besides 2022, the run in, I mean, come on. Come on, Saliba. I'm just kidding. You can't really predict any injuries. But Gabriel, I mean, he's healthy all the time. So, I mean, like, what am I going to do with that? Because health is still a factor. That is something that's an attribute to a team. Health is a factor, and Calafiore is hurt all the damn time. So I can't even really, say like, okay, yeah, we should probably keep Calafiore or whatever. Like, no, I think that if he were to be healthy, then sure we could run that option, but I can't trust his health. All right. Getting into the forwards here, this one might cause a couple of debates. Again, I'm just on the ESPN roster. I'm not going into the academy prospects or anything. Like, I could care less about what the academy players are and all that fun stuff. All right, let's look here. Forwards, Saka, horrible year, obviously. Compared to everything, I mean, 6 goals, 3 assists in the Prem. It's not been a great year for Saka, but I'm still going to keep him. Hopefully he can bounce back next year, but I'm still going to keep Bukayo Saka. Gabriel Jesus, he's probably gone as well. Doesn't really offer anything anymore. Doesn't even really play much anymore. So see you later, Jesus. Martinelli. This is a player I'm kind of mixed on because he does well in the Champions League, but he does horrible in the Premier League. So I think with that being said, I mean, he's 24, so he's been here for 6 years, I think. I think he got here as like an 18-year-old, 17-year-old, something like that from Brazil under Unai Emery. If you're able to replace Martinelli with a Varasfili, or you're able to get a Julian Alvarez, then I would get rid of both of them. I'd get rid of Jesus and Martinelli. But as long as you have a good replacement, because that's the only issue is if you can replace Martinelli, then 100%. But I would see Martinelli out the door if you're able to get a good replacement in and get a good upgrade in. Or maybe you can even play Eze out wide and maybe get a new 10 in there. So, yeah, I would probably say Martinelli's gone. Gyökeres not going anywhere. Trossard's an interesting one. I don't know his contract situation. But if he's still rolling for another, year or so, I'd keep him. I think Trossard's a good player. He's a good player off the bench. Like I don't need him to start every game all the time. He's fine off the bench. But he's 31, so he'll be 32 next year. But again, I don't know the contract situation. But again, good bench guy. I'm fine with him. Madueke, I'm keeping for sure. I really hated the Madueke signing at first. I really hated him. I hated Madueke, but the signing, he's been good. He's been better than Bukayo Saka. Like Madueke has been a baller, and really impressed with him. I hope he starts the rest of the season over what's his name, Saka. And then last but not least, Kai Havertz. I think that if you sell Moreno, I probably would keep him. But if you keep Marino, I'd probably sell him and you bring in Julian Alvarez. I could say that. It's pronounced Chakerez. Oh, gotcha. I see what you did there. Dave. My bad. SBO, what a keeper is better than Kepa. Cost Arsenal 2 trophies. Lord Onana cost to Manchester United 2 trophies, 2 in the season start. I don't know what I'm confused on the wording a little bit, SBO, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, no, Kepa, yeah, no, he was horrible in the Carabao Cup. That's why I was confused why I even start him in the Carabao Cup. Like, dude, just play Raya. I don't care about the whole, like, cup goalie. Like, that's always super annoying to me. Like, I've always hated that. Like, the whole, like, he played the cup, he got us up to this point. Well, playing a Mansfield Town compared to a Manchester City is two drastically different things. So, yeah, no, I'm not doing that whatsoever. I don't know why they did that. I would just get rid of Kepa personally. Like, get this guy out of my club. I don't want him anymore. But yeah, no. Any comments on the sell Arsenal players? We're gonna keep the conversation rolling a little bit. On the other side, we'll talk about Chelsea, and I don't know how to pronounce the manager's name. Rezanar. I don't know, but like this club is just in shambles. I would love to talk a little bit more about it. What Todd Bowley has done. Obviously, he's an American owner. We are Americans as well, so we'd love to talk about that as well. And what he's doing with the LA Dodgers is the complete opposite of what Chelsea Football Club is doing. So we're gonna be all right. Real quick before we head to break, Charles, look at the pattern of L's this season. Man United bangers outside the box. We haven't done well. Liverpool same. Okay, that was a goal. That was a free kick though. We don't have it. City, midfield, Rodri, Silva, elite controllers, Declan and Zubi a bit below. The level to attain is clear. Zubimendi obviously cost the goal against Manchester United back in, January? United teams always score a goal from outside the box against us. The Liverpool one, I can't say that was a free kick from Szoboszlai. So who would you put as a midfielder then? Like, because I think Zubamendi's gone regardless. I think regardless if they win anything, lose anything, I think Zubamendi's gone. They said he's homesick. So I think you're going to have to replace with another progressive midfielder. I don't have the name at the top of my head. I've never really thought about it. So, let me know who you would want. I can see your point, though, Charles. I think Rodri and Bernardo Silva, as much as I hate them both, they really bossed us on Sunday. But anyway, on the other side of the break, I'll show you the meme that Dave sent or mentioned me on Twitter, and then we'll talk a little bit more about Chelsea Football Club. Please don't go through the Chelsea team sheet. We don't have enough time. Dave, I'm not going through the Chelsea team sheet. I'm just telling some of their spending and some of their other stuff and some of their results. But no, we are not going through the 70 players or whatever it is. But yeah, no, we'll talk more about Chelsea Football Club. Hey, if you still want to keep any comments rolling about anything else, more than happy to talk about that as well. Any more Arsenal comments, more than happy to talk about that as well. But we'll talk about Chelsea on the other side of the break here on Inside the Game.
Experience the thrill of the game like never before with NSN's Game Rewind. Dive into full match commentaries enhanced with cutting-edge dynamic graphics, letting you relive the highs and lows of your favorite matches in astonishing detail. Whether it's a championship win or a legendary play, NSN Game Rewind bridges the past and future with a broadcast experience designed to captivate. Call 586-304-4405 and start watching today.
All right, welcome back inside the game. So I had some issues bringing in the photo from Dave from Twitter, but I got it just about pulled up here. No, we will not be going through the whole Chelsea squad, by the way. Oh, that's the wrong. Oh, hold on, wrong one. But yeah, no. If you guys want to add me on Twitter or anything else, my Twitter handle is Glinsky Ryan. Didn't think anyone would ever mention that, so no, I really appreciate it, guys, and all that fun stuff. But here's what Dave mentioned me on Twitter today. One of those saw this and thought of you moments, and then obviously you can see the cannon is replaced with the bottle. Breaking news: Arsenal revealed new club crest following clash with City. I think that's really funny. I think that was a great tweet to mention me in. Dave, but if you guys want to mention me and other stuff on Twitter, you guys are more than welcome to do that. My Twitter handle, obviously, Glinsky Ryan, as you see on the screen right there. And if you need to know how to spell it, it's also on the bottom here on our Uno overlay here that we have for the show. Just last name and then first name. So nothing clever about that. No numbers, no underscores, no nothing like that. But a couple comments we had during the break. SBO says Manchester City will start almost the same squad against Burnley that played against Arsenal last time. Pep will replace only Roger because he got injury against your team. Yeah, is he all right? I think he had like a groin injury or anything like that. Yeah, no, I don't expect Pep to change much around. Charles, not a scout, but then we need to invest in 5 times more in the midfield now. Elite controllers, Adam Johnson, Mateus Fernandez, don't know how to pronounce it, Ibrahim Mez, etc. A mix of young and mixed experience. Minimum. I almost cut myself there. Ooh, that was not good. I think I don't know how many people are American football fans, whether they watch the NFL or watch the or college football, anything like that. But the best teams have the best offensive lines, and I think the best soccer teams have the best midfields. And like if you look at prime Spain and prime Barcelona, like you think Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, you think of the prime Real Madrid sides, Casemiro, Modric, and Toni Kroos. Like those midfields were unbelievable. You think of the Man Cities. You had like the likes of Fernandinho. You had Rodri in there at certain times. Like there were some ballers in the midfield, and I agree with you, Charles. Like we need world class midfielders, and I think Odegaard is gone. I think Zubamendi is gone, so you've got to replace 2 as it is already. You have Moreno kind of sitting as a potential starter, maybe backup. Then you have Christian Norgard as a backup player. But yeah, no, I would agree with you that we do need some central midfield players. I would love to have Vitinha, to be completely honest with you, but I don't ever see him leaving PSG, not at least for a crazy price I don't even think Arsenal can afford. But yeah, no, I'd agree with you, Charles, on we need to bring in more, uh, midfield players. But anyway, Chelsea. This is what I was talking about. Chelsea issues. I didn't pull up the graphic itself personally, but I do have this because obviously I think, was it the first time since the Titanic sank that they lost 5 straight games without scoring a goal. I mean, you think about this club sometimes. It's funny. So I just wanted to bring up some numbers and the fact that I get it. They won a Club World Cup, but do people actually care about the Club World Cup? Do people actually take stock into that? I really don't personally. I don't think it's that sweet of a trophy, to be quite honest with you. But some people think so. So anyway, the Chelsea situation. I said most money spent by a club this decade. This is coming from 433. Actually, let's bring it in. It's okay. We'll screenshot these. We'll screenshot these in, and then we will. I'll put them up on your guys' screen. SBO Chelsea not safe even against Leeds United. Yeah, no, they continue to struggle. Who'd they lose to yesterday? Brighton? Was it 3-0? I think they lost to Brighton yesterday, 3-0. Like, just even looking at some of their results recently, it's just been and to think that this club was, around when they played Arsenal back in December, like they were I wouldn't say they were in a title race or anything, but you could kind of tell that they were in the mix, at least, like, okay, they will probably win. They'll probably make the Champions League. Like, everyone kind of figured that out. And I would probably agree with you if you told me that Chelsea would make the Champions League at some point this year. Like, I would firmly believe that. But like, they have just fallen off the face of the earth. Like, they have just completely fallen off. Okay, so I'm just bringing in the final little pictures here. Of course, it's coming from 433. Definitely not my graphic. I'm not that good at making any graphics or anything like that. But yeah, these are the list of the most money spent by clubs in the 2020 decade. Of course, we're in 2026, halfway through the decade anyway. And of course, remember, this is this is a decade where Chelsea didn't have they had the whole Roman Abramovich issue with Putin invading Ukraine, and Abramovich being boys with them and all that fun stuff. So yeah, no, obviously they had kind of like the sanctions. They lost. They couldn't re-sign certain players, so that definitely set them back a little bit. But again, they spent crazy amounts of money. Of course, this is coming from 433. My bad on the graphics not lining up completely with that. But most money spent by clubs this decade. Chelsea, number one with two. Again, this is not net spending. This is just how much they've spent on players in the January and summer transfer windows. Chelsea, $2 billion, over $2 billion euros spent. Rather, Man City, 1.27 billion. Man United, 1.25 billion euros as well. Spurs, for whatever reason, is fourth. I don't even know how in the world Spurs are even in this. I don't know who they could spend it on, but clearly it's not great. PSG 5th, Arsenal 6th, Liverpool 7th. Juventus that's an interesting one, in 8th, and then Newcastle in 10th. But I imagine that probably had to do with a lot of the Declan Rice money, I guess, if that makes sense. When you get a player for 110, 115, 120 million, whatever it is, I imagine that's gonna help a lot. But anyway, yeah, that's just crazy to think. And I think the issue with this club is, I think the issue with Chelsea Football Club is the fact that they bring in so many young players. They bring in guys like Caicedo, who was from Brighton, Enzo Fernandez. I forgot where he's from, but obviously after the World Cup, like, everyone wanted him. Cole Palmer, a younger player. João Pedro, 23. Garnacho, 21. Estavio, 18. Delap, 22. Like, the list kind of goes on there, and you can see that the type of players that they bring in and the profile that they bring in. Well, if you've ever watched sports, you don't necessarily win with young players. You can have a young nucleus of players that are really good, but along the way, you have that experienced type of players. You have those veterans that help you across the line. Like Gary Neville mentioned, when he was winning trophies here with Manchester United back in the day, what always helped him was the veteran leadership in the dressing room and all that stuff. Like he mentioned that, which Chelsea and Arsenal clearly don't have it either. But Chelsea does not have those vets. They just don't, if that makes sense. Like they don't have the veteran leaders, the players that have done this. Like they haven't been there. And just looking at the age of their roster, I mean, I don't think there's a player above the age of 30. No, there isn't. The oldest player in Chelsea is Robert Sanchez, the goalkeeper. And if we have the oldest outfield player, that is a mix of Pedro Neto and Trevor Chalobah and Reece James. Outside of that, they're 26. So there is no experience at all in this club. There is no experience out on that field at all, and that's going to hurt Chelsea, going in the long run. That is going to be massive amounts of issues for Chelsea in the long run, and that's why they struggle, trying to win trophies. Like they're fine, they're built enough to win a Club World Cup because it's just a tournament. Like they're probably fine of maybe making a quarterfinal or a semifinal of a Champions League if they ever got there. But when it comes to the run-in, when it comes to winning the league, when it comes to playing games across a 9-month span, they're not that good and they're not capable of doing that. Why? Because you just look at the age of this club. They're the age of the players of the club. They're all young players. They are not capable of doing it. Sure, they're probably capable of winning an FA Cup, maybe winning a Carabao Cup in there. But like you just look at this roster, it's so young and there's so many players. Like they just spend so much money. And it goes back to the whole Todd Boehly thing. Like the dude has spent so much money since he's gotten here. And he owns the LA Dodgers, which has the highest payroll. I think one of the top 3 highest payrolls in baseball. Like you just can't keep throwing money at the fire and expecting the same results. SBO, English Premier League, is still the best league in the world. EPL have 6 different clubs that win UCL trophy: Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa. Chelsea's also won one in there, so it would be 7. Does Villa actually have one? I didn't know Villa had a Champions League. But yeah, no, add Chelsea into the mix on that one as well. SBO. We can talk about which league is the best. After the break, if you want. Just kind of finishing up the Chelsea points here. We can talk about La Liga, EPL, Bundesliga, Liga 1. Like we can talk about that if you want. Serie A, obviously another one. We can talk about that. La Liga, most overrated league in the world. Only Real Madrid and Barcelona have UCL trophies. Even Atletico Madrid still have 0. Yeah, you're not wrong, but you look at the top though. Real Madrid, Barcelona, it's unreal. But anyway, back to the Chelsea point. I mean, Boehly's just spending money. And what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over again, expecting, different results. And there have not been different results at all. You're just spending $40 million plus on players that aren't going to get it done for you. And you're currently sitting, I think, 7th in the table right now. And you're just outside of, all the Premier League spots and all that fun stuff. So they currently sit in 7th. Which they lost yesterday to Brighton, which made Brighton overtake them. So 48 points. I think now you can finish 5th and make the Champions League, I think. And so you're 7 points behind Liverpool. Yeah, no, there's no way they catch them. There's no way that they can catch them. To get into a Champions League spot. So yeah, no. Chelsea, it's just another waste of a year. You think? I mean, they had high expectations, obviously, because you win the Club World Cup. But I mean, no one takes stock in the Club World Cup, right? Like you're playing against MLS sides, Liga MX sides, Saudi Pro League sides. Like it's really not that great of a competition, to be quite honest with you guys. I don't really buy much into it. Maybe you guys do, but I personally don't. But if we just look at some of the players that have come into the side. They let's see here. Not this year. Let's go into last year. Neto, $60 million from Wolves. João Felix, $52 million. Dewsbury Hall. All those players are young players. They even signed a player for $22 million from an Aston Villa U21 side. So like I don't understand that. Caicedo 116, he was young. Lavia 62 million, he was young. Nkunku 60 million, he was young. Like you kind of just get the. I mean, who remembers Mikhailo Mudryk, man? 70 million euros, and he got busted for PEDs or roids or whatever. Now he can't even play for a long period of time, or I don't know if he's banned for life. I mean, I don't know. I don't know personally. SPO, most people watch La Liga only because of El Clasico between Real Madrid and Barcelona. That's not why I watch La Liga. I'm a Real Sociedad fan. There you go. I'm a Real Sociedad fan, SPO. How about that? My dad's work. His boss is the owner of Real Sociedad, so I'm a Real Sociedad fan as well. So I watch him occasionally. I'm not like diehard into it, but no. My dad actually met David Silva. Fun fact. I know you're a City fan. My dad met David Silva last summer or 2 summers ago. I don't remember. But I think it was 2 summers ago the last time he met David Silva. But yeah, no. I am a Real Sociedad fan too, so I do watch them not because of El Clasico, but no, I think La Liga is still a good league. I really do. So we can talk about that on the other side of the break, but Chelsea, man, you've got to figure some stuff out here, man. You guys are all over the place, spending money on players that aren't gonna do anything. Like I mean, Caicedo gets red cards. Like there's just not a lot of. It just feels like there's not a lot of continuity with this Chelsea side. So, yeah. Let's see here. So I did. We do have a couple things that I did miss. So we do have. Let's see here. That's just a ping. So we do have FC Barcelona camps, Barcelona Academy. We're going to head a break right after this. We'll talk about which league is better, La Liga, Premier League, Bundesliga, whatever. You guys can chime in if you think a league is better and give me a reason. Maybe you guys think the Portuguese league is better for all I know. Hey, I think the MLS is a better league. Who would have thought that? Anyways, Barcelona Academy, an official sponsor of us here at the National Soccer Network. Train exactly just like the Barcelona players, the academy system. Find a camp near you by scanning that QR code or registering online at fcbarcelona.us/camps. Use promo code FCB30 to receive $30 off of your entrance fee and signing up. So make sure you head over for Barcelona Academy camps here this summer. We'll be back right after this.
In Barca camp, I sing my song "Grown" on and off of the field. Don't miss the time to register.
Sign up now for Barca camp.
All right, welcome back inside the game. My name is Ryan Glinsky, rocking solo here today, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday. If you're a first-timer, make sure to drop a follow on whatever you're watching, Roku, Instagram, YouTube, subscribe, hit that like button on the YouTube video, hit the like on the Instagram video. Roku, you can't, but if you're watching on Roku and you want to start chiming in on the show, head over to our YouTube, our Instagram, drop some comments. SBO, thank you for tuning in. Charles, thank you for tuning in. Dave, thank you for tuning in. You guys have commented the most. You guys are the only 3 commenters on the day, and I really appreciate you guys. I'm kind of relying heavily on the chat here today. Obviously, Nate will be back with us tomorrow after his Whitecaps game today that plays at noon, which AAA baseball or single A baseball rather. That's a fun one. So all right, the question becomes: what is the best league in the world? What is the best league in the world for soccer? Is it how do we categorize this thing? What do we choose? Like, is it Champions League titles? Is it just based on how competitive the league is? Like, what exactly categorizes the best league in the world? And I will tell you what categorizes, what I categorize as two things. I think what you do in the Champions League, what you do, I guess what you do in Europe overall, because Europa League is a factor. Sometimes the Conference League, it's whatever. But mainly, what do you do in the Champions League, and how competitive is your league? How competitive are those things? Like, are you like the Bundesliga? Obviously, is not number one because Bayern Munich runs away with it all the time. Like, they won the league already, and I think they still got like 6 games to go, 7 games to go, something like that. Dave, SPFL, Scottish Premier Farmers League. I'm sure that's what it's called, Dave. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it's called. But no, you guys got a great rivalry at least. And isn't that the league that only has 2 teams that win it every year? Like, it's only Celtic or Rangers. Like, didn't I think a couple years ago a different team won it? But like, other than that, like the last 30 years, isn't it like 29 of the last 30 years have been Celtic or Ranger teams that have won it? I think that's it. But yeah, no. Scotland was definitely not in my top list. I'll tell you that, and I'll tell you. So if we're going based off, I'll tell you this right now. I think La Liga and the Premier League are 1A and 1B because I think that La Liga does fit the whole Champions League category, and it does fit the whole league is competitive category as well. Because you look at it, you look at the most Champions League winners. And obviously, Real Madrid's number one because they have 15 titles. I mean, since 2000 alone, they have, I think, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they have 8 titles. And then 1998, if you want to count that, because that was just 2 years later, they've had 9 in the last 28 years. Like, that's crazy. AC Milan, number 2 with 7. Bayern Munich has 6. They're third, and then Liverpool has 6 as well. Barcelona has 5. So you have 2 clubs in the top 5 in terms of Champions Leagues. You have Real Madrid and you have Barcelona. And obviously 2 of those are the biggest brands in the game. SPO, Premier League, 6 Champions League winner clubs. Serie A, 3 Champions League winner clubs. Bundesliga, 3 Champions League winner clubs. Ligue 1, 2, La Liga 2, but like the top of La Liga is the top though. Like, I'm just saying, like the top of the top is the best, like the best in the world. Like the Real Madrid's, the Barcelona's, those are the best. Mad Pup 1 UK, which I think that's just Dave, right? I think that's just Dave. Last 39 years, though Hearts have been sitting top since week 2, so we could have a new Scottish Premiership winner this year is what you're saying, Scott. Or Dave rather. That's what you're saying. Okay. But if I'm looking at the league, I mean, La Liga is always pretty competitive with Real Madrid, Barcelona. I know Atletico won it back during the COVID year, but I think they kind of caught Barcelona at a bad time in terms of their whole club situation, their whole financial situation, in terms of their whole money situation. But at the same time, I still think the Premier League is the best league in the world. I still think that. But I think it's 1A, 1B with the Premier League. Here's why. La Liga has the most Champions League, championships. Granted, Real Madrid has 15, Barcelona's got 5. But I get it. The Premier League has the most overall winners. They have the most club winners. But if you were to put all of those Champions League winners against the La Liga winners, who wins that game? I bet you 9 times out of 10 it is most likely the La Liga teams because of how dominant those players are. You've got the Ronaldos. You have both Ronaldos. You've got the Messis. You've got the David Villas. You got the Figos. You've got the Decos. You've got Zidanes. You've got Iniesta and Xavi. Like, those are the best. Those are like the best teams ever, though. And I can't knock the league because the rest of the teams suck. I can't do that. That is the point, because these are the best teams. You could insert the Real Madrids and the Barcelonas in any league. You could insert them in the Premier League, and they're still most likely going to win it all. They're most likely going to win the league. Like, La Liga is a great league. It is a great league. I think they're 1B. I think the Premier League is still 1A. But if we're going back to the fact, like, well, Real Madrid and Barcelona have dominated forever. Well, if we look at the Premier League history, you've had Manchester United dominate for 2 decades. And then ever since Fergie left, it's been Man City dominating everything. So it's not like there's a ton of parity when it comes to the Premier League title either. It's all kind of the same teams, and each team kind of has its own dynasty, quote unquote. Like, I know Liverpool's been in there a couple times, twice. Chelsea's been in there twice. Leicester City was in there once. But outside of that, there's still dynasties all the time. It's still the Manchester clubs. It's still the Uniteds. It's still the cities. Like, you're still getting an air. Like, if you were to go 10 years, in the last 10 years, what, cities won 7 of them? 8 of them? Like, since 2016, I think it's been 1 Chelsea, 2 Liverpool. So they won 6. They won 6 out of the last 10, I think. And they're going to win it this year, too. So 7 out of the last 10. Like, Man City, like the league, the Premier League, there's not a ton of parity. Everyone wants to talk about parity this, parity that. But at the same time, all these leagues are kind of the same. That's the way soccer/football is built. There isn't a ton of parity. Like, if you were to look at the World Cups, for instance, I think there's been 5 or 6 winners all time. Uruguay, Brazil, Germany, Argentina, Spain. Like, they're all the same. Germany, West Germany, same thing. But, like, there's not been a ton of different winners. Like, soccer is built on not having parity. That's just the fact. Like, you know what your top teams are going to be forever. Bundesliga, it's just Bayern Munich. Serie A, it was the Milans for the longest time. Juventus had a little bit of a run, but the league is just going down the drain in terms of quality. Ligue 1, it's the same thing. It's PSG going to be for the foreseeable future. La Liga, it's the same. It's Real Madrid and it's Barcelona, and the Premier League is whatever Manchester club's in a current dynasty. That's really about it. There's not a ton of parity in soccer in general. Like, if you were to go around all the leagues, like the Scottish League, for instance, the last 40 years, you've had 2 winners basically damn near the whole time. Like, if you were to go to the Portuguese league, why do I keep just seeing strictly Sporting Lisbon or Benfica in the Champions League? There's a reason for that. You go over to Turkey, Fenerbahce, Galatasaray. It's the same clubs over and over again. Yeah, once in a while you're gonna get an outlier like a Leicester City, but that happens once every 50 years or something like that. Like, that happens once every blue moon. There's no parity in the game. And if we're going to knock La Liga for simply, well, Barcelona this, Real Madrid, like, that's it, that's all they got. Well, that's not necessarily always the case. Atletico Madrid's fine. Real Sociedad, Valencia, Villarreal, like Atletico Bilbao, like, they still have good players and they're still good quality. But at the same time, the Premier League's the same way. Man City dominates everything. They could win the domestic treble in a season where they sucked, not up to the Man City standard. They will probably win a domestic treble. They've already won the Carabao Cup. They're gonna win the Prem, and they're gonna win the FA Cup. Like, this game is not built on parity. That's just a fact. I still think the Premier League is the best league in the world, but I can't knock La Liga because, they only have 2 really good teams. Well, the top 2 teams of the world are the best. The top 2 teams in the league are the best. I don't know if we have college football fans in the house at all, but college football is the same exact way. La Liga is like the SEC. You have the top of the top, but, like, as you go throughout the conference, go throughout the league, it gets worse and worse compared to everyone else. The Premier is like the Big Ten. You've got some really historic teams, historic clubs at the top, but it's pretty solid all the way down. Like, it's like, if you were to put the bottom of the teams, if the bottom teams of the Big Ten against the bottom teams of the SEC, the bottom teams of the Big Ten will probably win. But that doesn't make it doesn't make the league or the conference so much better. It doesn't. Dave, and with Leicester on their 10th anniversary gets relegated into League One. Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about Leicester City at some point today. I did want to mention that because of the whole, like, 10 years ago they were so good. Like they were winning the league. They were in the quarterfinals of a Champions League. Like they won an FA Cup in there. And I got a little thing to talk about in there as well. But it is just weird sometimes when everyone knocks on a league because they only have the best teams. They only have the top teams. The league, the bottom, it's top heavy. Well, the top teams are the best in their sport or their respective league or respective whatever it is. Like the best teams in college football for the longest time were in the SEC, despite the SEC not being an overall deep conference. The Big Ten was the best conference if you go top to bottom, but the difference is the Big Ten never won anything in terms of a national championship. Like if you were to look at the Champions Leagues, the winners by every single year, it's for the most part it's all Spanish clubs. Like if you go since 2010, you got Barcelona, you got Real Madrid, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Real Madrid, Real Madrid, Real Madrid. So in 16 years, they've got half the Champions League trophies. France has 1, Germany has 2, and England has 1, 2, 3, 4. So it still stands. Like they've got half of the Champions League trophies. SBO, you will not see Espanyol FC or Girona FC winning the La Liga in modern days. When Leicester City did the almost impossible thing, are you got that point? Well, that happened 10 years ago. I don't ever there's no club in the Premier League that is going to win a Premier League trophy in the next couple of years because Man City's dominating. Like everyone wants to complain about the spending. Liverpool, who's in 5th place. In 5th place. They spent $500 million. Yet you're telling me Brighton spending $500 million? Like the top 6 right now are Arsenal, Man City, United, Villa, Liverpool, Brighton. And you've got Chelsea right in there at 7th. Like, of the traditional top 6, they're all in there besides, Tottenham. But Tottenham is going to get relegated. So, that's just its own separate thing. But of the traditional top 6, 5 of them or 4 of them are in there in this top 6 right now. Like, I am not going to see a Brighton Hove Albion ever win the Premier League. But everyone's going to be like, well, Leicester City did it 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago. And the type of players that they had, like Brighton has had those type of players, but they're never together. They all just get sold. Like Brighton, in order to keep their club running at a high efficient level, they've got to sell all these players. You sell one player for $50+ million, that funds the next 10 players of your team. That's just a fact. And we go to Aston Villa. Aston Villa, I think, will just kind of be a team that I think they will be solid for the next year or so, and then eventually they'll just fall off the face of the earth. You've got Brentford, no. Bournemouth, no. Everton, no. Like none of the I'm never gonna see a Nottingham Forest win the league. I'm never gonna see a Sunderland win the league. I'm never gonna see an Everton win the league. Like we won't see those clubs ever win a trophy, a Premier League title. What Leicester did was unheard of. And you caught them in a down year. This was kind of like in between the years of having Pep Guardiola and I think, who is it? Manuel Pellegrini. I think he was the last one. Chelsea, that was the year I think they finished like 10th or something like that. United wasn't great. I mean, they were competing. Their title race was with Tottenham. Arsenal finished second, I think, that year, but Tottenham was the team that they were in a title race with. Tottenham. Like, Tottenham has won one trophy in like 30 years. Like, that's never going to happen again. As much as I love Jamie Vardy and Riyad Mahrez and N'Golo Kante and the memes with Danny Drinkwater, it's not going to happen again. It's just not. So we're never going to see that again. And if we do, the game's going to seriously change. We'll talk more about Leicester City and if we can see this happen ever again on the other side of the break. But first, I do got to tell you about Manchester City soccer camps. Dave, Leicester was a perfect storm level of getting all the unwanted players that gelled it together all at the same time. You're exactly right. And how many of them actually went on to do some really good things? Mars and Conte did. Vardy could have, but he stayed, and Schmeichel could have, but he stayed. We'll talk more about Leicester City on the other side of this. But anyway, Manchester City Soccer Camps, one of our other sponsors here at the National Soccer Network. Scan the QR code on your screen to help register your kid into getting into the Manchester City camps. If you want to train the City way, make sure you head over to Man City Soccer Camps here this summer. Find a camp near you by using promo code MCNSN30 to receive $30 off. Again, that promo code is MCNSN30 to receive $30 off. Make sure to scan that QR code and register your kid for the Manchester City Soccer Camps. All right, inside of the game, back here. We got about 45 minutes to go. We'll talk about Leicester here for probably the next 15 minutes. I do want to talk some, as a Detroit Piston fan and a Detroit Lions fan, I do want to talk a little bit about the playoff game here tonight. I don't know if anyone is an NBA fan or a basketball fan, NFL, American football fan, but I do want to talk about that later on in the show, just because with the NFL draft, which I don't know if the European mind can comprehend the NFL draft. You get tens of thousands of people showing up just to see someone read a name off of a piece of paper. That is just a crazy setup to me. Like the whole idea of a draft. I just don't think the European mind can comprehend. But anyway, we just talked a little bit about Arsenal. We talked about Man City in there, Chelsea in there, best league in the world. But I do want to talk about Leicester City being relegated once again. Can they ever get back? Can they ever get back to the EPL? Could they? Because a club of this stature, because again, I don't want to say like Leicester City is this, massive club or anything like that. Like I'm not trying to say that they are, on the likes of a Big Six club or any of that, but they have got. Will they ever get back to it? Because the amount of resources they've pumped in. SBO, appreciate you commenting today. Burnley got promoted only because of good keeper. I mean, James Trafford played for them the whole season. James Trafford James Trafford best second choice keeper in the league. Yeah, probably. Oh, we got a new one in here as well. Nitokazo. I'll just call you Kazo 1421 or 1421 if you want me to call it something else. Daily reminder that we own the Premier League, by the way. I take it you're a Manchester City fan. I imagine you're a City fan. I'll call you Kazo1421, unless you want me to call you something else. Appreciate your comment in here as well. Get any comments in wherever you're watching. Love to chat more with you guys. I got to rely heavily on you guys here today, just by myself for the next 2 hours. But Leicester City, relegated, League One now. This is the 5th Premier League side to get back-to-back relegations, which is from the Premier League all the way down. Oh, you're a PSG fan, and call UK. Hey, K, I think PSG will win the Champions League this year. I do think you guys will go back-to-back. Then how do you guys own the Premier League title? Oh, is it because you beat Liverpool? Is that why you? Okay, that makes sense now. Okay, makes sense. All right, Kay, I got you. Okay, it makes sense now. But I do think you guys do win the Champions League this year. But Leicester City, relegated down to League One, at least for next season, which has got to help Tottenham's championship trophy implications next year. Because they're already 0-1 against Leicester City in title races in their time. So that's got to help Tottenham, right? Always got to help Tottenham out if you can, because they're going to get relegated this year as well. So Leicester City, a massive club. Like, you think 10 years ago what they did, winning the Premier League, doing the impossible, as our good friend Dave in the chat mentioned. It was the perfect storm. Level of getting all the unwanted players that gelled together at the same time. You look back at that roster, and you have a Riyad Mahrez who became a Manchester City legend. You had an N'Golo Kante who was a World Cup champion, and then obviously became a Champions League champion with what's his name? Chelsea. Sorry, drawing a blank there. And then you have Jamie Vardy, who could have 100% moved anywhere, but he didn't. Kasper Schmeichel, I thought he was a phenomenal goalkeeper. I thought he could have left to go anywhere if he really wanted to, but he never did. And then let's see, Wes Morgan, Robert Huth were very solid at the back. Danny Simpson, Christian Fuchs. You also had a young Ben Chilwell in there. A Danny Drinkwater was boss in the midfield with N'Golo Kante. Mark Albrighton, Jeff Schlupp, he was in there. Inler, Okazaki, who could have forgot about Shinji Okazaki, Jamie Vardy, and Damari Gray was a good young player at the time. May have not panned out the way people thought. Riyad Mahrez, obviously, I think him, Vardy, and Conte were obviously the best. Fabian, what's up, my man? Real Madrid won yesterday. I did see that. And he did apologize to the fans or whatever it was yesterday. Kay, he says, embarrassment. How do you go from a title in 10 years ago to the third tier? I think it did have an issue potentially with maybe their owner passing away in the tragic helicopter crash, because like after that happened, like they seemed to kind of go in a downward trend a little bit. I mean, I know they won an FA Cup a couple of I think in 2020, I think they won an FA Cup, and then they won the Community Shield the following year. So like they weren't great. I think they like slowly had a decline. Like I think they slowly had a decline. Let's see, Fabian. I wish we send Vinny, Mbappe, and Camavinga to Arsenal. I don't want any of them. It's just gonna make us even more worse. Okay, and yes, I think if we beat Bayern, we 100% go back to back because we aren't losing Arsenal or Atletico, not even in a one-game final. Yeah, no, I would. I think that too. That's why I've been saying it on our TikTok lives. Which if you haven't done that, make sure to drop us a follow. Fabian's already trying to get me to eat White Castle for 15K likes. No, I don't like White Castle. Endrick had a great game yesterday. SPO, the La Liga is over, honestly. Barcelona will win today, and the gap will be back to 9 points. Barcelona are 2026 La Liga winners. Want it or not, but the Premier League title is still not over. SPO. See, okay. I got an issue with you Man City fans sometimes. Your guys are like, whoa, it's not over. Guys, it's over. You guys win like 18 out of 18 games in the year. It is over, my guy. SPO, it is over. You guys won the league. We've got to beat you guys on goal difference, and that's not going to happen because you guys find the back of the net. We don't. You guys have been there, done that. Arsenal has not. You guys are going to win the league. Fabian, your friend Nate didn't show up because you and me beat him in the LeBron debate. No, that's not the reason why he's not here. He is actually with his other job with the Michigan Whitecaps, which is a AAA affiliate, or a single A. I keep saying AAA. a single A affiliate of the Detroit Tigers here. He's broadcasting their games. They have a noon game today instead of a noon game instead of like a 7 o'clock game like they typically do. Fabian coming in. We just talked about this. What is the best league in the world? You go back, I think, like 20 minutes. We debated that. La Liga is way better than the Prem. I still think the Prem beats out La Liga just barely, but it's close. 1A, 1B. So I did say that. Thank you, Kay. It's over. Arsenal are shocking under pressure. Even if you drop 6 points, I trust Arsenal to drop 9. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's going to be the facts. I do not see Arsenal winning this trophy at all. Again, I thought they played well against City. And everyone complains about the possession and the chances created. You guys are not going to ever, outpossess Man City or anything like that, unless you're like a Real Madrid or a PSG or something. Fabian, I do know you just showed up, but if you were winding like 20 minutes, we did talk about that whole debate. I thought it was a good one. But anyway, back to Leicester City. Talking about everything except Leicester City, I guess. It's just like you think of a club of this stature where this club spent, I think, £100 million on their training facility and like the state of the art training facility, which I think is really cool. And you are gonna have players that I hope it's paid off, because I don't think you're gonna pay it off by anything. But you have players that are making $100,000 a week, $90K a week, like Harry Winks, and you can't sustain that in League One in terms of payroll. You just can't. So there's that, and then you look at the fact that like how big, like Leicester City's I wouldn't say it's like a massive club, but they are a big club, I think, in the terms of the English game. I think that because you've got a Premier League trophy in the last 10 years, you've got an FA Cup trophy, you made a quarterfinals of a Champions League. Like in the grand scheme of like English football, English soccer, whatever you want to call it, I mean, they are a pretty big club. That's what I would say. Like, they're not bigger than the Big Six, obviously. Probably not Aston Villa. Like Brighton, they've got to be a bigger club then, because I mean they've won a trophy and they've won multiple trophies in that time, and Brighton hasn't. Brentford, they're probably bigger than Bournemouth. They're bigger than Everton, Sunderland, Fulham. Like, they're bigger than these clubs. So it is a big it is big. It's a big club, and it's crazy to see a team like that kind of drop off. Dude, Arsenal had 9 points lead some weeks ago and just bottled it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys won the league. You guys, like, Arsenal's not going to win anything. Fabian, they got relegated. They will be top tier second division team. Arsenal will join them soon. Well, I don't think we'll get relegated to the third division like Leicester did. But, like, just to think about how great of a team that was. Jamie Vardy, Riyad Mahrez, N'Golo Kante, Danny Drinkwater, Wes Morgan, Robert Huth, like, Kasper Schmeichel. Like, that team was so good. And even after that, you had, like, the likes of James Maddison. Harry Maguire was an £80 million signing from Leicester. So, from Leicester to Man United. So, he was a good player. Sanucci, I thought, was an okay player, especially as a center back. Like, they've had players. They've had players coming in and out of the club. Wasn't there's another one that went to Newcastle. I'm blanking on his name. He was a winger. He was good too. I forgot his name when they were in the Prem. Yeah, I forgot his name, but he was good too. Leicester are bigger than Burnley, Wolves, Crystal Palace, and them, man. There's no excuse for them to fall off the floor. Yeah, no, I guess I'd have to do a little bit more of a deeper dive to figure out what just truly happened. I'm sure there's a video out there on all of this, but I just imagine they invested. I mean, they had players coming in and out. Like, you ever hear like Crystal Palace players will mention like when they used to be producing players out of the academy left and right. Yannick Balassi, Eze, Elise, Wan Bissaka. Like, they had some dogs coming out of the Crystal Palace academy. And they mentioned when they got to the Premier League, they changed things up and they're not producing at that high of a level in the academy anymore. So maybe something happened to Leicester and that maybe hurt their academy a little bit, maybe hurt their development, hurt their recruitment or whatever it was. But we've heard stories like that happen before. So I don't necessarily know, maybe that happened with Leicester City. I don't know. It could have 100% done that. I don't know, but it could have done that. So there could have been something that happened a little bit internally that hurt them. I don't exactly know, but that is up for me to find out, and I will probably let you guys know tomorrow about all that stuff. I do want to create. I do like because I don't know where everyone's from. Like I know Fabian, obviously Puerto Rico. Dave, obviously from Scotland. Kay, I don't know where you're from. SP, I don't know where you're from. Charles, I don't know if you're still in there. I don't know where you guys are from. But I do want to create. If you guys would be like cool to see this, because obviously we're American. We talk about the U.S. men's national team. We talk about like all American soccer as well. But there's just really nothing going on in American soccer right now until we get to the World Cup. And the ticket prices, obviously, I know that's a big issue. But I do want to mention, like, if you guys would like think it'd be a cool segment idea to have the best athletes in the world, like best American athlete, like LeBron James or Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or something, like Bijan Robinson, like we just create a starting 11 of the best American athletes. I think that'd be cool. I mean, maybe you guys will probably think, wow, Ryan, that is the dumbest idea I think I've ever heard in my life, which could be true, which could be 100% true. But I think it'd be really cool to do something like that. I don't know. That's just me though. That is that's just me. But anyway, back to Leicester City. I mean, do you ever see a club like this getting back to the Premier League? Because a lot of people say, I mean, the King Power Stadium is massive as well. Like I don't ever see Leicester getting relegated back to League 2. I could see them chilling in League 1 for a little bit of time, and eventually they'll find their way back. But how long do you guys think it'll take for a club like Leicester City to come back up? How long do you think it'll take them, to do that? I think it'll probably take them, 5+ years. I think it could take them anywhere from like 5 to 10 years to even get back to the Premier League. Because you look at a club like Sunderland, who obviously did the same thing. Luton Town, it took them a long time. Coventry had finally got them back to it. But like it's going to take a club of this stature a long time to get back up. Like obviously, if you were to look at a club like Norwich City, that's something different because they know that like we're going to get into the Premier League. We have like a 90% chance of going down. But we also know, like, we have a 90% chance of coming straight back up. Like, we know everything. Like, the players know coming in. The manager knows coming in. Like, you're going to get relegated, but we're going to go back up. We're kind of just going to teeter-totter along that. And I kind of see that, happening with, potentially a club like Leicester. So, I'm just saying I could see that. I could see that happen. Hey, guys, make sure you head over and smash that like button on our YouTube video. That always helps with our algorithms and everything like that. Kate. Oh, boy. There's like a bug that just went up my ankle there for a second. Ooh. Kate, Leicester may never recover from this because by recover, you mean return to the EPL. They're going down the Bolton Rovers road. They're cooked, man. I mean, Bolton is definitely an example, but there's also an example of like a Sunderland that have, were in the league for a long time. Got back-to-back relegations. It took them 10 years. It took a new sense of ownership to get there. Two new senses of ownership actually, but they got there. They got back. So and it took Coventry a long time. It took Luton Town a long time. Like it's gonna take a while for them to get back. It's gonna take them a while, but it depends on what happens next year. If they are able to like kind of hang around the promotion playoff, maybe win it right away, then I think they're fine. But if they are like struggling like mid-table, damn near relegation again, then I think they really could go down that Bolton Wanderers route and they really could be cooked. Dave, think they will bounce back to the championship next year, but getting out of the championship will be hard. That's what everyone says. Everyone says that is the hardest one to get out of. Everyone says that the championship and the National League, like the one that Wrexham used to be in, when Reynolds and McElhenney took over, they all say that those two are the hardest ones to get out. Which, by the way, I don't know if we got any Wrexham fans in the house, but do you guys think Wrexham will get promoted into the Premier League? I don't think so personally. I don't even think they're going to make the promotion playoff, and I think it'll be smart for them to not even get promoted this season. But that is something that I think is going to happen. I do think that they'll get out of I think they'll get out of it relatively easily. I think that they will get out of League One relatively quickly, and I think eventually they will get back into the Premier League. It's going to be a long time. It's going to be a long time for them to do so. Going to take a step aside real quick. Bernardo Silva is legend, 9+ year at Man City, it's still good at important games. I will miss him in next season. Yet you guys lose Aguero, Fernandinho, and you guys don't miss a beat. So SBO, I think you guys are going to be A-okay, my friend. I think you guys are going to be good. I said I wanted to talk some NBA, some NFL talk here today, but if you guys just want to continue to talk soccer, I am down to do that as well. If you guys got any topic ideas, I'm more than welcome to just kind of bounce off each other. I think that'd be fun to do as well. So give me some good topic discussions. If you found anything cool in the soccer world, soccer news, maybe some World Cup news as well. Or we can do like an Ask Ryan segment. Just type in Ask Ryan and ask me a question. Like we can do something like that. I see a couple comments in. I will get to them on the other side of the break. But if you guys have any other topic ideas, would love to talk about those as well. But I did miss this last time. But here we go. Bayern Soccer Summer Camp. Scan the QR code on your screen to register. A proud sponsor is here at the National Soccer Network. Find a camp near you by using promo code Bayern NSN30 when you sign up to help get 30% off. Again, scan that QR code on your screen to help register and use promo code Bayern NSN30 to find a camp near you.
So the dream behind Irene's was simply to be a place where the community could come and gather. This is my hometown, we're raising our family here, and we just want to be a space where people can come together as a community and share a great meal. We've got golf simulators, we got pinball, live music, trivia nights, but we also have fresh, always homemade, locally sourced food, and we serve it with a sense of Gemütlichkeit. This is a German word that conveys a sense of warmth and coziness and belonging. We're excited to show off how we're growing and that this is the place to be.
All right. Welcome back inside the game, episode number 273. My name is Ryan Glinsky. Typically, I do have a co-host with me today, or with me normally, but Nate, obviously, at his other job, not dedicated to the game. No, I'm just kidding. Nate does some good stuff. But anyway, I did want to talk about the NFL draft, but obviously you guys want to keep talking soccer, so I will talk what you guys want to talk at this point. Just ask me a couple of questions. I did miss a couple of questions before we went to break. Kay says you don't see them languishing in the mid-table of League One for a year or two before finally crawling back to the championship, getting beaten up left and right and center. Again, I think Leicester City will probably hang around the promotion playoff next season. If they get relegated, that's up to them. Let the decide. Dave, even this season in the National League, this season you could have York City finish in second place with 107. I did see that. That like a team in second place with 170 points and still be in the league next year. I did see that. That's we might have to talk about that tomorrow, or maybe talk about today. I'm down for whatever, because I did see that, because I remember that was a big issue with Wrexham, and I forgot the team that they're always battling with. I'm not American, so I can't talk NBA or NFL and that stuff. Okay, we're gonna keep talking soccer. SBO World Cup will be interesting, 100%. I agree. I think the World Cup's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be great. We've had which, by the way, we will have a former U.S. men's national team manager on the show tomorrow. He managed the U.S. men's national team back in the 90s. He will be on the show tomorrow, John Kowalski, right around 10 a.m. So he will be on the show. So yeah, no, he's got some good insight on what kind of led to the '94 World Cup, maybe what's going to go on in 2026. But we've had a lot of different people on this show talk about how big and how, not Scotty, thank you, Dave, and talk about how like successful this World Cup is going to be, how much money is going to be made after it. So yeah, no, this World Cup will be successful. People do not want to think that and believe that, especially if you're an American, or really anyone, just does not think this World Cup's going to succeed, yet it's going to. Just for all the haters out there. Okay, yeah, they may be in the championship for a decade the way things are going. Okay, won't Trump try to ruin it, given the U.S. has absolutely no chance of winning it? I don't think Trump's going to ruin the World Cup. That's just me personally. I don't think Donald Trump, the president of the United States, is going to try to ruin the World Cup. Some people think that the group stage was fixed. I don't believe that personally. But yeah, no, some people think that. SBO, it's hard to say honestly. Many World Cup groups will be close, especially group with France and Norway, and the group with England. And Croatia. I would agree with that. I'd agree with that. But then there's some groups where it's like, okay, that's gonna be a blowout. Like, okay, let's go over some World Cup groups right now. I did see a question about Pochettino in there. Okay, but let me get to this real quick. Oh boy, that's not the groups, is it? Okay, here's the groups. Here's what we can do. Windows. Hold on. Here's what we can do. So we will. I didn't think we were going to talk World Cup today, so I did not have this prepared. So here's what we will do. Copy this. See, doing this on the fly. This. I'm a producer. I'm a co-host. Do it all, man. I do it all. Here's what we'll do. We'll bring in a graphic for this. I don't even have question of the day prepared, guys. Also, give me a question of the day. Could be anything, as long as it's like not completely messed up. A messed up question. Give me a question of the day. We can talk about that. Obviously, Salt Athletic, our official partner, and our sponsor for that. But here's what we got. Here's what we got for the that's the wrong one. For the World Cup. Here's what we got. Okay. So World Cup groups, obviously. Here's what we got. Actually, I should probably make that bigger. Here's what we got for the World Cup. Some tough groups. I think there's a couple groups you could decide right now. Like Belgium will probably get out of, or let's go to Group A. Probably Korea, Mexico. Those will be the top two teams. Group B, I think Switzerland will get out of that, no issue. Group C, I mean, come on. Sorry, Dave, but Brazil will take care of that group. No issue. No issue at all. Group D, I think it's going to be Turkey A. I think USA will finish second in that one. Group E, I mean, Germany, that's what I'm talking about. Germany, Curacao, no one wants to really listen to that, man. No one wants to watch that game. That's not going to be a fun game. Group F, that's going to be interesting. I still think Netherlands will take care of it. Group G, Belgium, you can write them in. H, you can write in Spain. Group I, I think, like, Norway is going to be a lot of people's dark horses, but I still think France will take care of it. France is one of the favorites, so I think you can pencil in France. Group J, you can pencil in Argentina. Group K, pencil in Portugal. And Group L, England, Croatia. That's a really interesting one, because that group could really go either way. Because if you think about it, England is always that team where it's like they're supposed to be good. They're supposed to win something, yet they never do. There's always some shocking thing that goes on. Let's see. SPO. Oh, wait, no, we did that one. Okay. What do y'all think of Pochettino? Absolutely bottler, that guy. Has he been sacked yet? Okay, that's right. He was a PSG manager, wasn't he? He was I forgot about that. No, Pochettino, he had something rolling for a little bit. Like in the fall months, like September, October, that time frame, like he had a good thing going with the US men's national team. I really thought so. But then it just kind of went downhill from there. Like this last window against the big boys, Belgium and Portugal, just got absolutely battered. And again, there's not much that you can really do with your player pool against some of the best teams in the world. But no, I would say Pochettino. I think he's a fine manager for the U.S. men's national team. Do I think we're ever going to win a World Cup with him? No, I don't think the U.S. will ever win a World Cup. Even you could give us Pep Guardiola, and we still wouldn't win a thing. So I would just say I think that he's fine. He's a fine manager. He's not going to win us anything. SPO, in this World Cup, we will see many upsets and surprises. A lot of people have been saying that, with the extra round, maybe some third place team gets in there, or maybe a third place team that we don't expect to be in the third place. They get there anyway, and they make some upsets. I could see that happening, but I do think that we're going to see some more blowouts than normal. Dave, there have been previous World Cups. Oh, this team will walk that group last place. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't see that happening a ton. Like Spain, Belgium, France, Argentina, Portugal. I think those ones are all fine. Germany, that one's all fine. Brazil, that one's fine. I think Switzerland will get through, like as the first place. Like I think you can pencil in. I think you could pencil in a handful. I think you could. Let's see. Kay, what is with these awful group stage fixtures, man? Save for a few intriguing matchups. All of these are awful. It'll clearly be like Qatar. It'll only start getting interesting in like the quarters. Well, this is what happens when you have an expanded field. Like here in the States, we want to expand everything. We want to expand the NFL playoffs. We did. We want to expand the NBA playoffs. We did. We expand the MLB playoffs. We did. We expanded the college football playoff. We did. Expanding playoffs, expanding tournaments do not result in better games. People have got to realize that. It does not result in better games. It does not result in like the greatest games of all time. Here's why. Because you are putting worse teams in the field in the tournament where if you were to go back to the old way, they would have not have even qualified. Like, if you look at Champions League, for instance, there's probably a handful of teams, since they expanded the field, that got into the tournament or got into the Champions League that normally typically don't, and they get blown out. And that's, like, it's pretty self-explanatory that they're not going to get in because you wouldn't have even qualified, if it was normal circumstances. So, expanding tournaments and playoffs do not result in better games. That's why we see a group of, Argentina with Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Like, no, that's just stupid. Kay, is the football under Poch good, though, with the U.S. men's national team? I mean, it's the U.S. men's national team, so it's never really good. I would say it's improved since 2022. I would say it's improved in terms of the overall football aspect, but we're gonna get housed by whoever we play. If it's a big team, like if we were to go up against an Argentina, a Brazil, a Spain, we're going to get blown out. So again, the bar is set very low to even begin with the U.S. men's national team. K. So I will tell you that no, the football, like, it's improved a little bit, but it's not like we're gonna become like the next Argentina of the world. Like it's not going to be that. Like what are the FIFA world rankings right now? I think we're like around 15, around 20, somewhere in there. Let's see. We're 16. So 15 is Mexico. Like, we would lose to Colombia, we would lose to Italy, Croatia, Senegal. We'd probably lose to Europe, which we did beat Uruguay and Japan. Okay. Look, it's still the same thing. Until we beat someone that's actually has a pulse, I'd be impressed. Dave, sometimes the memorable games are in the group stages. Then the later stages, the two tired teams play to a goalless draw and penalties. Yeah, I mean, fatigue sets in. You're playing a month or so, something like that. It's definitely a factor. Make sure you guys smash that like button. I just saw someone liked it. Give us our 6th like. This is our most liked live stream on YouTube. So shout out to all you guys. Make sure you guys tap in tomorrow as well. 9 to 11. Nate will be back. 9 to 11 Monday through Friday. Yeah, I mean, I remember what was it? The Germany, Mexico, Sweden, Japan group. Like, remember that back in 2018 where like every team on the final day was in first place at some point in the final day? Like, that was great. Like, that was an unbelievable group stage. Like, that was memorable. Tony Kroos's goal against Sweden was memorable. I mean, from a USA standpoint, obviously, us against Ghana in 2014, that was a memorable one. So, yeah, I can see. I mean, both things could be true, Dave. But I think that at the same time, we're going to see some more blowouts than we typically do. Okay, but I'll give it to Shea. I imagine I'll give it to the Americans for the UCL. This expanded version of it has been fire, especially for me as a PSG fan, seeing how well we're doing in this format. LOL. Yeah, no, you might win the first the 2 table phase, which I did ask that earlier. No one really answered, but do people like the table phase? Do people like the group stage phase? Like, what do you guys prefer with the Champions League? Obviously, I get K's answer. He's going to choose the table phase because that's how well his team does. But I would say I would say I like the table phase. I do. But I mean, mainly because Arsenal skipped around to 32 in the play-in stuff. So I guess that's fine. I like it. I would say I like it over the group stage. I really do. I do like it. But with the expanded field of the World Cup, I mean, I don't necessarily know what it's going to be because now you got more teams in the mix. You've got more of everything. Yeah, no. So I would say, sorry, I'm doing something else, guys. As well. So sorry for the pauses and the annoying. You're like, guys, this guy's got to be super annoying. But yeah, no, I think the expanded field, it could be a blessing, but I think at the same time we're gonna see worse games. We're gonna see some more blowouts. Like, do you guys really want to watch Germany versus Curacao? Like, if you're being completely honest with yourself, do you actually want to watch that? You probably don't. That's just my guess. Okay, I don't see that happening in these tournaments, man, because the squads are massive now, especially the bigger teams, so they can play their scrubs against these lower teams in the groups. That's a good point. Dave. Okay, that's a very good point. So, maybe when let's see, France is playing Iraq, they could play the B team, and they probably still win 4-0. Portugal, when they're playing Congo, and Uzbekistan, they could probably play some of the B team. So, yeah, no, I think that's a good point. I think you bring up a good point there, Kay. I never thought of that. So, Brazil's got Morocco. I didn't realize that. Maybe Brazil has a little bit more of a test against Morocco. I didn't realize that. My bad. But, yeah, no, I could see that happening. Maybe it's more of like a midweek cup game for them, like you see some bigger clubs do with like the FA Cup, the Copa del Rey, the Carabao Cup, where they rotate the squad a little bit. I could see that. That's a good point, Kay. I do like that point there. I think that's a very underrated point, to be quite honest with you. I do like that one. But yeah, any more questions before we eventually get into question of the day? We got a couple more minutes to kill here. So yeah, no, keep some questions coming in. I thought of an Ask Ryan segment. I guess you guys don't want to do that, so that's fine too. But yeah, make sure you drop a follow here on all of our social media platforms. You can follow us when we do our all sports content, Sports Nation. You can follow us on that's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Same thing with our National Soccer Network. We do it all here at the Premier Media Group. We do it all. We do all sports. We do soccer. Like, we have a whole bunch of we have so many soccer games we're broadcasting this summer. So, and then once the fall hits, the winter hits, we got so many hockey games we're doing. So, it's a blast. Even some football and basketball games. Okay, I can't wait for the copium against PSG if we win the UCL again about this format. I think you guys are a good side. So I mean, I don't really think that you guys are benefiting from a different format. I just think you guys kind of got rid of, some of the toxic waste in the team, whether that's an Mbappe or a Neymar or a Messi. Like, you guys got rid of the superstars and you guys became very good. Vitinha, Kylian Mbappe, or not Kylian Mbappe. Why am I drawing a blank on it? Like, you guys became good. So, one comment about the NFL draft. It's crazy how the first name readout gets the mega bucks, then the salaries drop drastically. Oh, so in the first round? Yeah, I would agree with that, Dave. It's a weird. Let's see how NFL draft pick salaries work. So the number one overall pick is expected to make of a rookie salary of $7.82 million. Yet 31, if you get picked 31 picks later, you have a rookie salary of $2.4 million. So you get picked 31 picks later, and your salary drops by $5 million. Like, there's a wide receiver right now that plays out in LA. He's one of the best wide receivers in the league, Puka Nacua, which he's having a horrible offseason with all the off-field stuff. But this guy lives in LA, and he was like a mid-round pick, 4th or 5th round pick. He can barely afford to live in LA because of the prices. When you live in LA, the prices are so much higher. And because he was such a late-round pick, I mean, the guy's not making a ton of money. I think he's making less than $1 million a year. And this guy is one of the best wide receivers. He's making just over $1 million. So, yeah, he signed he just made over $1 million. That is crazy to think. Yeah, F that guy. You don't know how hilarious it is seeing him fumble up in Madrid when he blamed us for years for bottling the UCL. Wow. Okay. I didn't think the Mbappe hate was so magnitude. So, okay, I take it you're French. So, do you guys not hate him then for the national team? Because you think about it, like, he scored 4 World Cup final goals. I'm just saying. He scored 4 World Cup final goals. So, I imagine you guys don't hate him then. But I will answer that question right after this. So, Salt Athletic, we're going to get into question of the day. Salt Athletic, an official sponsor of us here at the National Soccer Network. Use promo code NSN15 to save 15% off of that number one smell-proof cleat bag that 100% works. Scan that QR code on your screen or visit saltathletic.com today. I said I wanted to talk about it at some point, so we're just going to do it as question of the day. Who do the Lions draft tomorrow at number 17? And to be honest with you, I don't even think they're going to take at 17. I think they're going to trade up. They're going to get a guy like Caden Proctor to be an offensive tackle, or maybe, I said this on socials and people really disagreed with me, Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon. I think we could use him. The Lions desperately need a tight end, and Kenyon Sadiq fits that along with the offensive coordinator, Drew Petzing, who wants that. So, yeah, no, I think the Lions are going to trade up out of 17 anyway. Got a couple more minutes here. You guys want to get any more comments in? I'm open to doing so, but if in the next minute I don't see any comments, I'm just going to wrap up the show and say so long, tell you guys so long, and see you guys tomorrow. But if you guys got some comments in real quick, we can get them in. Final 7 minutes of the show. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow us on social medias, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, subscribe. Facebook, Roku, head over to our Roku channel. You want to watch some good soccer games, you guys can head over there. Some of the great American soccer that we have here in our on our American soil. All right. He says, France loves Mbappe in the national team. He's done relatively well there. It's us PSG fans who are turning on him, especially him, the club to court for, he's taking the court for $60 million? I did not know that. All right. Did not know that. All right. Appreciate it, Kay. He does not care about the football, only the money. I guess if you take in a club to court over $60 million or 60 million pounds, probably, or 60 million euros, was he not paid it? I didn't know about all that stuff. Mbappe court PSG. Let's see. I'm not. Let's see. PSG ordered to pay $70 million to Kylian Mbappe in wages. PSG court ruled on must pay more than 60 million euros to Kylian Mbappe to dispute over unpaid wage and bonuses linked to the end of his contract. Okay. I didn't know that. I mean, there's one thing in this world is you don't mess with a man's money. And if that was promised, I mean, I would have wanted my 60 million or 70 million from a team or a company that I was promised it and didn't get it. So I would probably say he's entitled to that money. It was Fugazi bonuses he had waived, bro, but it doesn't matter. We don't care as long as he's gone. Yeah, Real Madrid's starting to hate. Okay, so it was based off bonuses. I mean, I don't know what the bonuses are. You may have to tell me what the bonuses are. So, okay. Gotcha. Alrighty then. Okay, I did not know. They came out in December. How did I not know that? Maybe it was because we weren't doing the show in December and I wasn't really paying attention to what Kylian Mbappe was doing. So, okay, I could see then. All right, I could see it then. 100% then. Okay. But anyway, that'll most likely wrap it up for me today. I'm going to cut a 5-minute shorts. 5 minutes short. When you're doing a show by yourself for 2 hours, it's a little difficult. But anyway, we'll be back with more. I'm with you on man's money argument. Gotcha. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 274 of Inside the Game. Again, my name is Ryan Glinsky. Nate Wangler will be back with us here tomorrow after he's done with his. The Whitecaps don't play till the evening tomorrow. So until next time for 274, so long. Make sure to follow us on everything. Let's have some fun. World Cup's going to be back here before we know it. It's going to be fun. Make sure to tune in to Inside the Game every single day for all your soccer coverage around the world. World Cup, U.S. Men's National Team, MLS, USL, I don't even care. But until next time, so long, everybody.
From the biggest matches to the hottest takes, Jonathan Turner and Nathan Wenger bring you the stories, the analysis, and the edge you won't get anywhere else. Streaming live weekdays at 9 a.m. on YouTube, Roku TV, Facebook, Twitter, and all major platforms. No filters, no fluff, just real talk, real soccer. This is Inside the Game.